Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Welcome to the third and what I anticipate to be the final video in the Doublelift versus Reggie versus TSM versus Parth kind of drama, craziness, controversy, statements, whatever that is going on. I know I've talked about this a lot already. Doublelift said his part, Reggie responded, and now Doublelift is firing back. Again, I don't want to talk about this just forever and ever and ever, but it's pretty interesting. It's pretty funny. There's a lot going on, and I do want to react to, the final statements from Doublelift and hopefully close this chapter on my YouTube channel. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Definitely make sure you guys check out the first link in the description below for my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/I_am_germ. I would appreciate it a ton. The streams have been absolutely popping off. Yesterday we broke 100 viewers again. We're at like 115 concurrent viewers. We're having a lot of fun. There's a lot of discussions. It's where we get to read and go over the stories first before YouTube, and just have fun hangouts, discussions, all that stuff. So check it out. Drop a follow, maybe a sub, maybe a prime. That'd be absolutely awesome. With that being said, let's get right into this. So if you haven't seen already, obviously Doublelift, like yesterday, 2 days ago, depending on when you're watching this video, took to Twitch and said, I hate Reggie, I hate TSM, I hope they just suck forever. Talked all this crap about Reggie. Reggie responded on Reddit with this big long Reddit post. Watch my videos yesterday if you want to get all caught up on that. And then today, Doublelift took to Twitch again, and he was like, hey, I'm going to be responding to all this stuff. He talked for like half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour about Reggie, the whole situation. So again, I can't watch all of that in a YouTube video today, but we can show this one clip and kind of give some of my thoughts and opinions, try and wrap it up as best we can. Also know that Lena has given her take on this whole situation, which is very, very interesting because it seems like a lot of new fans don't know this. Lena is Reggie's ex-girlfriend, Doublelift's current girlfriend, the current president of TSM. So she is in a really, really weird spot, getting pulled in a bunch of different directions. Her ex-boyfriend and current boyfriend are fighting very, very publicly. Her current boss and her boyfriend are fighting very, very publicly. Doublelift is in the middle of getting kicked from TSM even as a streamer while she's still with the organization. Whole craziness. Parth also chimed in on Reddit, which, he didn't add a whole lot to the situation, but he added some stuff. He's obviously very, very close to Reggie. I don't know. Doublelift talked a ton about this on stream. He gave a bunch of good tidbits of information, a bunch of good, somewhat facts, somewhat opinions. Who knows? But let's watch this clip first, and then we'll kind of go from there at least.
I would just say that he made a lot of players cry. You would be very fucking surprised at how many of maybe your favorite familiar faces in LCS legit mental breakdown because of how badly they're getting berated, how badly they were just getting verbally assaulted. It's the case of like a bully behind closed doors who gets covered up. That's what I'm serious. It's literally the case of like the guy like a fucking a TV show where like a dude is like you're at a boarding school and the dude's like just picking on people and his like dad is the dean. His dad is like the principal. So he can just do whatever the fuck he wants. Thank God that I'm so glad that like finally people are opening their eyes.
And like Doublelift says, thank God people are finally opening their eyes because it seems a lot more people are slowly starting to come out about, bad experiences that they've either had with TSM or Reggie or, just the team in general. And TSM's obviously had, not the greatest kind of reputation recently when at one point they had such a pristine reputation. They had the best reputation in the world. They were one of the biggest brands in the world, one of the best teams in the world. Come to us, we'll make you a ton of money, we'll grow your brand, we'll win a bunch. And now all of a sudden, TSM hasn't won a whole lot of stuff recently. They're kind of toxic. They have a bad reputation and relationships with an increasing quickly amount of players, coaches, staff, everything. There's obviously a lot of people that love TSM, but with how everything's been going the last couple of years for TSM on the rift, not winning, not finding a lot of success, and now two of the organization's biggest and most popular players of all time, Bjergsen has parted ways. He left behind ownership and all this stuff to just leave. Doublelift very publicly talking crap about the organization. I know we had tweets from like Spica, who he's kind of getting thrown in this whole thing. Doublelift at one point was like, "Hey, don't worry, Spica, you've only got 1 year left on your contract," and then Spica just kind of said, "Good morning." So I don't know if he's hinting at maybe things not being the best behind the scenes for him either. We know that he is very, very good friends and respects Bjergsen a ton. We know he's also at least somewhat friends with Doublelift. So there, could be some awkwardness, some bad relations going on. Obviously, TSM needs very, very desperately to hang on to Spica. It's kind of one of the last things they have going for them. But It's just funny because a lot of people recently have been comparing TSM to CLG, how at one point CLG was this massive brand. They seemed untouchable, and they have just started this slow, never-ending descent into just, becoming a clown, becoming just so you don't respect them at all. They're not scary. They're not cool. Nobody wants to go there. Nobody likes them. Terrible management, terrible coaching staff, all this stuff. And TSM's not there yet, but again, things have been getting, it seems like, worse and worse the last couple of years. Management and infrastructure and coaching and all that stuff, I think, has always been a problem, but it's been a little bit masked by having a very, very successful team because they had guys like Bjergsen and Doublelift and all these guys. And now that they're slowly losing these high level guys, and they're acting like, oh, guys, we're just going to bring in a developmental roster. We're going to go young. We're going to build for the future, and it's all going to work out. Good luck with that because, one, they're going to lose a lot of fans along the way. They're going to, probably struggle for a while, and they're also going to have to prove that they're even capable of developing and, moving all these guys up the ranks and having them become good players one day. But yeah, very, very interesting. The clip from Doublelift, he's talking about Reggie's made players cry. It seems like he's just talking about a very, very toxic, stressful, horrible work environment and blaming it mostly on Reggie. He specifically names Sven and Miffy as people who you should ask about TSM, saying that he believes that they specifically hated their time at TSM, thought it was very, very stressful, crazy, maybe didn't really like Reggie that much. And the number one player he names is Sven Skaren, who he says had some of the worst troubles behind the scenes with Reggie in terms of, being like emotionally manipulated or kind of assaulted, verbally and stuff like that, and having a lot of breakdowns and it affecting him both personally, professionally, all of this stuff. And obviously that's just a couple of the people he names, but he says he does know that people who have worked for TSM and even currently work for TSM have told him a lot about, the toxic, horrible stories that go on and everything behind the scenes. Now, obviously, it turns into a big he said, she said, because Reggie will come out and say, hey, you can say whatever you want about me. I know that these same people all hate you and no one wants to work with you and you're impossible to work with and all that stuff. And at the end of the day, it seems like a lot of people right now are like, oh, I'm with Doublelift or oh, I'm with Reggie, when I'm not really picking a side here. I agree and disagree with some things that both of these guys are saying. I think Reggie can be a toxic asshole with a terrible work environment, and maybe he's not the best leader, manager, whatever in the world. That can be possible, and it can be possible that Doublelift was a flip-flopper and a diva and unmotivated and hard to work with. So I really don't think in the end either of these guys comes out, looking all that great. But also I know that Doublelift is in a much better situation. He's going to be a popular streamer. He's going to be rich. His life's going to be fine. There's no way TSM or really anybody else can affect that or change that at this point. But man, does TSM have a ton to lose in terms of respect, popularity, future free agents. Are they looking at TSM as this awesome landing spot destination right now? I don't know. But all I know is that this whole saga was very, very hilarious, very, very crazy. I was on stream just watching, I probably watched like 45 minutes of Doublelift stream just reacting to all the stuff he was saying because it was so funny, crazy, and entertaining. Now, again, don't believe everything everyone says. Take everything with a grain of salt because Reggie has biases, Parth has biases, Lena has biases, Doublelift has biases. But it's just funny, crazy, interesting hearing some of the stories. And yeah, again, in the end, I don't think it's a great look for TSM, for Reginald, or Doublelift. And the future of TSM looks, I don't know, not great. As a TSM fan, I'm definitely not excited to be hearing about a lot of this stuff because I wasn't already excited in general, and this only makes things worse. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below. What do you think about this whole situation? What do you think's the truth? What are your thoughts? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hope to catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.